Welcome into the First Alert News Center. I'm Hannah Burbank, and here are today's top stories, starting with story number 5. Already more than a month late getting back to NASA
we don't have a major
astronauts will remain at the International Space Station until engineers finish working on problems plaguing their Boeing capsule,
but we're just not quite
that's according to officials. Test pilots Butch Wilmore and Suni Williams were supposed to visit the orbiting lab for about a week and return in mid-June, but thruster failures and helium leaks on Boeing's new Starliner capsule prompted NASA and Boeing to keep them up longer. NASA's Commercial Crew Program Manager Steve Stitch said mission managers are not ready to announce a return date. The goal is to bring Wilmore and Williams back aboard Starliner, he added. Moving on to our fourth top story. 2 detainees died of drug overdoses at the Richland County Jail this week, according to Sheriff Leon Lott. 3 deaths have happened this month at the troubled Alvin S. Glenn Detention Center under federal investigation. 25-year-old Marty J. Brown was found Monday, and 54-year-old Lamont Powell was found Tuesday, according to the coroner. Lott also said that it is too early in the investigation to determine the source of the fatal drugs or how they got inside the jail. Moving on to our third top story. A man was sentenced to 28 years in prison on Thursday in connection with the shooting death of a man outside of a Columbia nightclub. Antoine Brown pleaded guilty to killing 26-year-old Ray John Smith late at night in February of 2022. After the pair saw each other at the Vegas Nights nightclub on River Drive in Columbia, Dale Scott with the 5th Circuit Solicitor's Office says this case is emblematic of the difficulty that law enforcement can encounter when trying to investigate violent crimes. Despite there being multiple witnesses to the moments that led up to the killing, no one would talk to investigators. That is until one person came forward and provided Brown's nickname. We are going to take a quick break. We'll be back with the rest of our top stories after this.
When I think about the big stories in South Carolina, my mind always comes here to our South Carolina State House because of real stories that affect real people in our community. I think back on the huge teacher rally, thousands of teachers from across our state coming here to the South Carolina State House to rally with SC for Ed. In my mind, this is the heartbeat of democracy, of advocacy, of equity, of justice, and what makes our community such a special place. WIS 10, connection happens here.
Welcome back to our top stories. We pick back up with story number 2. Dozens of people found themselves stranded following Wednesday's Trump rally in Charlotte after their cars were towed from a nearby Dunkin' Donuts. Drivers claim the manager of the Dunkin' allowed them to leave their cars in the lot during the rally. However, when asked for comment, they said several people were told they could not park there and that signs on the property indicate no parking for non-customers. Gotcha Towing, the group responsible for pulling the cars out of the lot, said there was a sign warning that illegally parked cars would be removed. You can see the full story and people's reactions on the cars being towed on our website. Now to our top story of the day. A 23-year-old person of interest is in custody on unrelated charges after police found the body of a missing 82-year-old woman in the woods in Vermont. 82-year-old Roberta Martin was the last heard from by her family on July 16th, and she was reported missing on July 17th. Her body was found Sunday in a wooded area not far from her home, and Vermont State Police confirmed that the case is a homicide investigation. However, the medical examiner's office said the cause and manner of death are still pending. Police interviewed numerous people as they investigated, and one of the people officers wanted to speak with was 23-year-old Darren Martell. Now, it's unclear why police wanted to interview Martell or what connection he had to Martin, if any. Officers said he was a person of interest but did not call him a suspect in the case. Martell was eventually located and arrested on a lewd and lascivious conduct charge. Martell pleaded not guilty in court Tuesday to the charge and is being held on $500 bail. That is all for today's top stories. You can find all of these stories and more up on our website at WISTV.com.